Don't forget. Some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel. 19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel. Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg. There should be more coop rats. Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Whatever you say, Dan, whatever you say. Okay. 'Gotta be kidding me, come on. I hereby offer my full attention and services to Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg. Baron, okay. This contract will reign for a total of 3 years when my freedom shall return to me. In addition, Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg, is to recommend my services to Parisian court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break the seal. Wilhelm, House of Garrick. Wilhelm's contract.
'17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Oh gee, what a nice place to end. You know, just that particular piece. R2 and press it. Bollocks. Piss off with less than cushion. Okay, poor. Oh, that's my sign. Just open it. I can't use it. It's your freaking piano. Please. Oh, crap. Stop pissing yourself.
May 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety. Grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Yeah, I need to learn how to play software.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wards. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Okay. There's no point we have not. Wait a minute, this didn't do anything.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel. Dramatic music. Local folklore. Astillu and Brandenburg Castle, 1801. A low region rich of the floor is Deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brandenburg. The quite quiet, forest-clad mountains dressed with scarred lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twist on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. Sorry. The Gatherers. The story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty, got lost in the cold, dark woods, were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, rot by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as hard remnants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks, dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A visit undone. Henry Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known
erudite, erudite, visited Ashtalt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day, he went to investigate a burrow in northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Ashtalt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brandenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Asha. Like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Research in history, the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has led to the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same one who came from the West over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted order of Black Eagles along with the great leaders of this country. Whatever, I'm tired now. Oh look, there's a door. Oh, this is a test out pretty quickly. For God's sake, I'll just spoil the place on me. Yes, because obviously I need a frickin' fireplace in a place that's room by light. Let's see. Right open by light. For fuck's sake. Regarding the closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough. After absent-minded handling of the human vessels, the sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brandenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid it further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off till the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whoever comes first, they can run for all I care. Melee will feed them some wine. I'll feed them some wine. It will solve both my problems. So what even is that sound? That, boys and girls, is what you get when you complete everything. It's called gatherers. Okay. The Shadow Man? I have to equip the key, you kidding me?
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
If possible. Because you can turn off the lantern. Shut up.
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Except we're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Voice acting for that last guy. Oh boy. Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago I was summoned to Castle Brennenburg as most of the aristocracy. There we go, aristocracy. I was curious about what this supposed knight of sorry, I'm a bit tired. I of the order could want from me and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past and not the honors I'd been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and to do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position with the noble society. I'd like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted it wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brandenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many. Perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and I fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes. I can no longer. Oh, piss off, you come in this room. Sorry. Oh, I swear I will take off these headphones and just shut up. literally am. It's not doing crap. Oh, wonderful. This game is giving so many freaking hits. It's right there. What am I missing? Oh. Didn't realize that was weird. So I can come back here and make that. Find a way, and it's freaking building it, doesn't it? Thanks, game. Didn't let go of the button, but you know what? Just threw it out the bounds. That's what's probably lined up. Not perfectly, but just lined up for use. anything else. I'm back and making more of this stuff. What? Oh, so it gets one use and then that's it. Right. Well, for once I'm fine. I'm smart about this. Oh, come on. I don't know, that's just... For again, that may have, I'm pretty sure this is 2007, 2009, I think it load past on the PS4. Right, that's it for now. That was an hour and a half, and that's pretty good progress. I mean, we got past, finished with the entrance hall, so yeah. It's probably done off with. I guess the one thing I don't like is how much this game emphasizes, you know, it's one thing to use like music, it's like, you know, use the monster sounds you all you want, but every time Daniel faints, like as I said, my friend made a joke about that. I was like, back then it's been, it's, you know, it's just a character. Like, no, he actually does it way too much. He keeps fainting at the slightest of things. Especially, like, after the first time. This is just as his character. I mean, there's just some people where it won't affect him. It's not affecting me all that much. I was like, yeah, I've seen the monsters before, so, yeah. Well, I got scared maybe a bit. Yeah, not really. Let's face it, I've trained myself in a firefight situation to fight at this point. So yeah, The start of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and a blind playthrough of that. I think I have. This is all I've done actually. Yeah, I think this is exactly all I've done on the PC version. So everything from here is just news to me. I've only ever seen the ending as well. Just mods beyond that. I don't remember. I know I have a good idea what the ending is. I just have no idea what the frick it means. Why items are used there or whatever. Anyway. So yeah, first part done. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And this is again guys, you turn off this PS4. See ya.